Okay, I'm recording this video to show you when you want to apply for a job, um, how to apply for a job, what types of engineering jobs they have a good market, they have a good future, why it's very important to investigate the job market before you selecting your pathway. So, how to apply for a job? In order to apply for a job, this is the list of different websites that you can visit. Now, the one which is my favorite website for applying for a job called Indeed.com. So hopefully you can find it here. So we have simply hire Indeed.com. That's the website I use all the time. So let me just to right click on it and then start my story of how to apply for a job. Now, first of all, again, I'm gonna type in here. For instance, I'm looking at, come on, go away. Okay, I'm gonna click here saying what type of job I'm looking. I'm looking for electrical engineer. And then again, it's changed my website because I'm not in. So electrical engineer, what types of job and where do you want to search for it? So I want to search for it in, again, you can select it the location as Michigan. That's where I selected. You could select any other state, and even you can be more focus like Dearborn, for instance, Detroit. But again, I'm not going to do that because I will have like a very limited options there. Then in Michigan, I can select what I'm looking for. In this case, I found like this is a new electrical engineering job posted from Geotech. You click on it. Now you need to read through this to see what is in there. So in there is a job details. The number of hires is 1. There's a qualification, what they are looking for. They need a bachelor degree. They need a professional engineering degree. And then perform design of power, lighting, communications, fire alarm system. So this is to do more with like housing related stuff, right? That's what I got it. Once I look at it, I got that could be related to that type of job. Now, if I go to click another one, this is a control engineer. Again, by clicking on it, I know control engineer is a person who work in a factory and he work on different control devices. You look at on PLC and different things related to that. It's between $60,000 to $70,000 a year. The place of it was Flint, Michigan. And then I'm going to scroll down a little bit, 2 year plus. Again, you can make your capstone project, co-op work as your 2 year experience. They are looking for someone who can do AutoCAD, and then they have a tendency for someone who has OSHA experience. I want to just to get to know a little bit more details of the descriptions. So the job description is growing service provider, working extensive. Our product include machinery safety upgrades and a variety of other safety related. So again, you can click on different things here to explore it. But the good thing is that when I search for electrical engineering, I can see 1,000 jobs right now in this pandemic for this type of job. If I change this from electrical engineering to industrial engineering, okay, industrial engineer, I can still see like around 2,000 jobs. Again, some of them are not completely related because like they put electrical engineering under industrial engineering. It doesn't make sense. But a job like distribution engineer, that's a job for industrial engineer. The job for manufacturing engineering, that's a job for industrial engineers. So very much related. So this will give us an insight given that by the time you got your degree, the job market won't shift drastically, right? If I change this to computer science, again, I would see 3,200. So there's lots of jobs that's needed. Again, some of them could not be related, but many of them are related. Automated driving systems development engineer. They are looking for a guy in electrical engineering, computer engineering. Again, this type of job, I believe they're going to get a guy with engineering rather than a computer science. Summer, this is actually a computer science internship. So why I show you this Indeed, because when you want to apply for a co-op, you want to apply for an internship, it is very important to have a co-op experience. And then what's happening for co-op is that you need to have some skills. And what are those skills? So come here, explore, learn those skills on your own, or pay for a small course in Coursera course. uh, and then there is LinkedIn Learning, different places that you can actually learn online. Or when we come back to courses again that you can do as a paid in a center to learn them, take care of them. If you know skills, like for instance, if you go to computer science, you should know some coding, right? Otherwise, what would be the point to hire you? If you want to become an electrical engineer, you need to know some specific types of software, which will be like, at least you know AutoCAD, you know PLC, you know some hands-on skills that help you to become employed. Mechanical engineer is good to know how to do 3D design, how to do drafting. So now this is one part of it to tell you how to search for a job. But when you want to apply for a job, what do you need? When you apply for a job, of course you need to have a resume, and then of course you need to have a cover letter. This is the two things that you need to have. So I'm going to jump into the ebook that I was explaining to you. So the top portion of it is that where to get your job, where to apply for a job. Now, if I scroll down, the next one is cover letter. So what is the cover letter, and then what is the resume? Now, there are two things that is listed there. So now let's look at here. The first one is, this is the job market. In the job market, we have a description, or we call it a job description. So job description is a requirement, right? We need to have 2 years of experience, you need to have CAD experience, and many more. In the other side, that's me, right? As a person hanging out here, looking for a job. Now, if I want to get connected to this, of course I like to go there, right? But how can I go there? So there is a resume that I'm going to take it in my hand. And that's my resume, different lines on it. Now, what's my resume showing? Of course, your resume is going to show your different things. So what's going to show? It's going to show the people what your education is. It's going to show my skills. And most important, it's going to show my work experience. Now, if I have this resume, I want to apply for this job market, I want to connect to it, right? I have my resume. I don't want my resume to be separated from job market. I want to connect to that. And that's where we use a cover letter. And then this cover letter will allow us to connect us to the job market. Right? Now, number one, how I get my student getting employed, how I help my student to get their job, to work, to have a specific resume, a specific cover letter for any job that you apply. Don't have a generic one. If you apply for a job that they need a CAD designer, have the CAD on your resume. If you don't have it, go and learn it. In your cover letter, say that I know CAD, right? This is where become connection. Don't use generic cover letters. Don't use generic resumes. This is the two failure that many people they have. If you use a generic cover letter, that guide in HR have seen thousands of generic cover letters. So try to use your own word. Try to connect to it, right? Try to say, okay, you are looking for a PLC designer. I know PLC and I work in a school and I had different projects for it. So that's why I'm the best candidate to apply for it. Don't say that I'm a passionate teamwork communication person, because those types of words are already repeated a lot. Okay, what we use in a cover letter. In a cover letter, of course, you need to start with the top of it will be your information. You could do, again, you don't have to use exactly this format, but this is like one suggested template. Down here, the place that you apply to, this is from or to. Then you can use different 3 paragraphs. In my idea, this is a little bit wordy, okay? But again, in the first paragraph, if you want to use a template like this, it's better to have your own template, right? It's the first one say that tell who you are and what position you are applying for. Explain where did you saw this position and how do you found about it. Tell him, do you believe, you feel that you are a good position for this, but do not use this, do not reward this. Just look at this and make that for yourself. Okay, I'm a third year engineering student and I'm very much skillful in doing CAD design. I believe that I'm very much qualified for this position and I would like to apply for it. Now in the second one, tell that you are the best person, match your skills, ability. This is where you need to connect your resume, right? This is where you say, as I said in my resume, I have all these qualifications. At the end, you have like a little bit of summary. If you need more information to contact me, this is my phone number and this is my email. I'll be happy to hear back from you. The second portion is about resume. Resume itself has its own word. There are lots of different templates to use, there are different things to use, but in your resume, you should have a specific resume for every job that you apply, right? In this case, telling you that don't use I have did work in a restaurant, don't say that, right? If you want to use a restaurant, say what types of duties you have in a restaurant. I work with customer, that's number one, right? If you work in a restaurant and someone get angry on you, you should have anger management thing, right? You should be able to work as a team to satisfy those customers. So it doesn't matter you work in a restaurant or you are working in Ford Motor Company, because at the end you're going to service those customers, right? So you already have the customer relation. You already know how to talk to different people. So try to use very much advanced, I can say, like a better vocabulary rather than did, again, gave. Don't use those stuff. Get, just trash all those words and use like something like empower, okay? Empower employees or empower other people, or facilitate, right? Facilitate learning in this thing. So if you want to say that I taught these courses or I taught employee how to do it, say facilitate training to employees. People that they do resume correction, they know have a good idea of how to correct it. Again, I'm going to jump into the resume template that we have. The resume template that we have, the top of it is objective. Objective meaning that I'm an engineering student looking forward to apply for a co-op in electrical engineering, where I can establish teamwork, where I can learn about what this career means, where I can establish a better thing for my future. So again, you should have your resume in a format. Do not put your resume in paragraphs. I have people, they write one paragraph for their resume. I cannot see your education in that paragraph. I cannot see your work experience. I cannot see what company, where did you work. So it's good to have your education like this. So this is the name of the institution, and this is what time you've been, that's been your GPA and what degree you got. Same thing with your, again, you can repeat this for as many degrees that you have. Highlight if what's your, again, sometimes you can see your degree, like for instance, I had an honorary degree. You can just put here. I have a minor in mathematics, put that in there. So whatever you have more, you can add it to it. As for your experience, try to have different experience chronically from the most recent going back to backward. Sometimes if you don't have any experience, but I believe that you work with in a soup kitchen, or if you work in a class project, it's good to put them there. So highlight, if you don't have experience, highlight projects. So have another thing instead of experience, has something called projects, and then indicate your project, what you have done and what you accomplished. At the end we have, like for instance, honor and activities, what types of honor or activities you have. And the very last one we have computer skills or any sort of skills that you have. So try to keep the format. Again, this is one template. There are thousands of other templates, but at least use a template which is very organized, showing dates, showing details of activities, and much more. So again, the reference, I don't suggest to, when you apply for a job, to put your references there. Just say the reference was available upon request at the bottom of your resume, and that should be